Aw man, another year is over again already. And boy what a year was this. It took some time before it really kicked off, and according to many it was a lesser year than 2023, but in the end there were still a lot of cool games. And which ones I thought were the best you will hear and see right now. But first, some disclaimers. This list consists solely of my opinion and only of the games that I have played. As a result, you will not come across games on this list such as Astrobot, Pacific Drive and Helldivers 2. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get started.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Number 10, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. I haven't put as much time into it as I would like, but the few hours that I have played this already made clear to me that this is a great game. It has beautiful graphics, there is really a lot of challenge because the whole world is against you and it is enormous in size. Sure, it's not perfect and at launch it was buggy as fuck, but let's be aware of the circumstances in which the developer had to make this game. That alone is more than enough reason to overlook the imperfections and let the patchwork do its job and enjoy everything the zone has to offer. An achievement on itself that absolutely deserves a place in the top 10. Number 9, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Again, I haven't had as much time as I would like to put into this one, but I am sold nonetheless. It was something close to my beloved Gears of War in terms of vibe, it plays great, looks amazing, and did I already mention that I got Gears of War vibes from it?
Yes, you did.
And that's why it's my number 9. Number 8, Dragon's Dogma 2. This was the first real big release of the year that I was really looking forward to. And since I hadn't played the first game, I didn't know exactly what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised and completely absorbed in the game. This game isn't perfect either, with mainly some technical imperfections, but I enjoyed every second that I wandered around the world looking for monsters to slay, treasures to find, and great boss fights to clear together with my pawns. In addition, it also looked beautiful. So that's why Dragon's Dogma 2 also deserves a spot in the top 10. Number 7, The Plucky Squire, an indie game that mixed a lot of gameplay and graphic styles together in a story that is told in a unique way, which wasn't very long, but super fun and so a great game. It can't be left out from this list and therefore I put it at number 7.
Score!
Number 6, Silent Hill 2. Last year, another remake of a horror game was at number 1. And this year it was the Bloober team that gave another franchise a new look. The classic story of Silent Hill 2 was retold and here too the same fear was there as last year with Resident Evil 4. If this were to succeed it could be fantastic, but so much could be destroyed. Fortunately, Bloober team succeeded in creating a great remake. A remake that also could have been much higher on my list if I had finished it. But anyway, it is in the backlog with the label 100% need to finish.
Stop! He's already dead.
Number 5, Dragon Age The Veilguard. A hot take because not a lot of games have caused as much controversy as Dragon Age this year.
This sounds awfully controversial.
The woke things in particular was off-putting to many gamers, but there were also many gamers who thought the game was great. I belong to the last team. Admittedly, the game is not great at times, especially script-wise, and maybe even too often than it should be, but the game looked good and the gameplay was also appealing to me. I played this game with great pleasure, and so it is the number 5 for me. Number 4, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. A great Ubisoft game, finally! Prince of Persia was given a new look in a Metroidvania-like game with super cool graphics and cool gameplay. The quality was there, unfortunately the gamers let it down. The game sold not very good and a sequel was reportedly cancelled and the team is disbanded. A shame, and I say, gamers unite! Unite! Please buy and play these kinds of games. Reward these kind of projects. Otherwise it will be a downward spiral, I'm afraid. I will definitely do my part by putting it here at 4 in the top 10.
I won't give up, and neither will you.
Before we get to the top 3, a few honorable mentions. First up, Alone in the Dark. Another new take on a classic horror game franchise. One that I didn't play enough to put in the top 10, but one that I definitely want to mention. The story is interesting, the gameplay is cool and it looks great. I'll definitely put more time into it. Also, Mario vs Donkey Kong. I had a great time with yet another remake of this time a Nintendo classic, but I thought the game didn't really offer a challenge until too late in the game and just didn't have enough meat on the bones for a place in the top 10, despite the endgame content. And finally, Squirrel with a Gun, a crazy indie that was crazy fun to play. Switch your brain off and just go. No, it wasn't nearly good enough for a place in the top 10, but I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to mention it. Okay, but now on to the top 3.
Oh boy, here we go.
With at number 3, Black Myth: Wukong. Is it a Souls-like, or is it more an action RPG? Or is it a boss rush game? Who gives a fuck? Black Myth: Wukong is awesome. A beautiful game, full of action, with a cool story and a lot of challenge. I enjoyed this game a lot, and so absolutely deserves a place in the top 3 of this year. Number 2, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I am really blown away by this game. The game did much more than I expected, and thanks to the cool story, great graphics and cool open levels in which you felt like you were in an Indiana Jones movie in everything, I was gripped by this game and it didn't let me go. That's why it deserves to be at the number 2 spot. But also because there was one game this year that did all of this just a little bit better, and that was this year. Number 1, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. And before you even start, no, I am not a Zelda fanboy. On the contrary, the last 2 games did not appeal to me at all, but this game was right up my alley in terms of style and gameplay. I already said it in my review, unless something unexpectedly better comes out this year, this will be my GOTY. And although Indiana Jones gave it a good shot, nothing could match the gameplay in particular, full of creative freedom that made this game never boring. So, a well-deserved GOTY this year. And that brings us to the end of this top 10. What was your GOTY? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video. And if you want to see live gameplay, you can do that on Twitch, twitch.tv/gameplayofjay, and don't forget to follow there too. For more content, check the suggestions on the left or the channel on the right. And for now, thanks for watching, until the next one, bye!